Welcome to our monthly Mozambique guest series in partnership with Impact. Today, we have Paulo Gok, who is the MD of Rosa Lavanderia. Without any ado, Paulo, welcome to our show. Thank you for accepting the invite.
Thank you. Good morning, Anisha. I'm happy to be here with you.
Let's start the show by, getting to know you. Tell us a bit about yourself and your business.
I'm the CEO of Lavanderia Rosa. Lavanderia Rosa is it's a family business that started in 2005. The name Rosa stems from the founder, which is my mother, Rosa. She is a retired nurse that had an opportunity to provide service to one of the prominent clinics in Mozambique. She started the business, and my young brother jumped into helping her. Eventually, my young brother convinced me to get into the business, and I came up with the finance, and my brother put his hands on the ground. At that time, I was working for the banking sector. Hence, I didn't join it right straight on then. But the business has grown from 5 people in 2005 to 100 people just prior to COVID. Today, Lavanderia Rosa caters for hotels, more than 12 hotels in town, caters for restaurants, caters for the healthcare business, caters for the industry. So we are the leading industrial laundering country. In a nutshell, this is the small story of Lavanderia Rosa.
Wow, that's an amazing story. You
Yes.
started, on a very humble note, and it's amazing. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
So, given this whole story, what has been the challenges that you faced, and how have you overcome them?
Well, the biggest challenge that we faced was actually during the growth of the business, coming from being a small business to actually get to the medium size, say from the change from having 5 people to suddenly having 100 people. One of the biggest challenge was to finance this growth. The interest rates and the costs of money are very challenging in Mozambique. That's one. Second, the electricity costs, infrastructure costs are very expensive to have those services to move forward. And at the end, I would say the fluctuating exchange rate. If you organize your business and you have surprises because your base rate, which is Metical, goes up, suddenly you have impact on your costs. And you have contracts that you cannot change, yet your costs you have impacted your cost base, and yet you have to fulfill the business. So that has been the biggest challenge. But we are resisting, and we are here.
I definitely can also relate to that. So I'm glad that these are common grounds that a lot of businesses face, especially on as you are growing. And how has the pandemic impacted on your business?
I would say the pandemic impacted in several ways. I would say first, the reduction of business. We are currently 40% of revenue compared to what we were prior to the pandemic. That's one. Second, the personal impact of it. We had to reduce, as I told you, prior to the pandemic, we had 100 people. Currently, we are around 52 full staff, which means that we had to lay off several people, more than 45 people. If you know what is the current environment here in terms of households, each family has roughly 6 to 7 people in a family. So if you say 45 to 50 people, you'd say that 350 to 400 people have been affected directly by. So that has been the hardest fact that I had to face in my business dream to dismiss people because of COVID. That thirdly, one of the biggest challenges that your fixed costs are still there. I still have to rent the same space. I still have to have security. I still have to, the outsourced vehicles are still there. I still have to pay the banks. The banks are asking for their full money. So you can imagine what strain it has caused on us. But we are here and resisting it. Thankfully, the vaccine is there, and we hope for better days.
Well, that's amazing, and that's also, you know, a bit sad. But I guess everyone, I mean, you are still here, and there's the possibility of still growing and
Yes.
knowing that you can pivot into, you know, through such difficult times. That's really, really important. So how can you benefit from the gas summit, from the gas sector, and how can the gas companies leverage from what you have as a business, your skills, your capacity, and your experience?
Okay. First of all, I would say there's the small businesses in Mozambique can benefit a lot and leverage from the impact that oil and gas brings into Mozambique. As you know, there is a percentage of the business that have to be done through local companies. And we are positioned in that space where you are not required to have very specialized skills that did not exist in the market. Okay. So if you talk about laundry, cleaning, and so forth, there's so many services that can be provided to them. That's one. We can leverage from the demand that the sector has. Second, we can also have benefit from the requirements that they have. I would look into, if you look at the standards that they have in terms of safety, health and safety is a critical aspect in the oil and gas business. And if we provide service, we have to adhere to those standards. That's put us into the next level in terms of safety requirements. Second, I said standards. We are currently in the final process of implementing ISO. Just the fact that the companies such as those are here in the market, and we are going towards ISO, we make sure that we are aligned to what they require, and there's no excuse to say that there are no local companies that can do business with them. As a matter of fact, we are providing services to Mozambique Aluminum, which is a company that has more than 2,000 employees. We are providing service since 2017, and we are part of their supply chain. Each employee that goes there must receive a clean PPC every day, and we are providing that. And that is an example that we are showing that we can provide such services. So we expect to do that in the oil and gas sector as well.
Well, amazing. Amazing. So, I mean, there is capable companies out there, like, you know, one like yourselves, that are ready and already have the track record and experience to validate the capacity that you currently have. So
that's correct. That's correct. We have a lot of Mozambican companies that are already providing services. Their services, what we would like to see is that you map the services that are already being provided by Mozambicans, which means that those services that are being provided by Mozambicans at a world-class companies can be done by Mozambicans. As an example, I operate with Mozal. The catering is a Mozambican company. The cleaning is a Mozambican. You name it. Maintenance is Mozambican. So it's one example, which means that a world-class company is already being provided service by Mozambican companies. So there's no excuse. We are ready to provide services. That's it.
That's a good example of, you know, a success story being implemented. And you know, I'm sure it took some time, but the fact that there's actually now Mozambican companies that are doing those very specialized services it just shows that, again, it's possible. We are in an industry, in a market, that anything is possible if given the opportunity and the platform as well to prove ourselves.
That's correct. That's correct. I
That's
couldn't
what
agree more.
now. So every year we have the Guest Summit, and I know last year you participated in it. So
Yes.
what do you be looking forward to, and what features can we incorporate to make the event better?
I would say first, that's an opportunity for us to engage with the companies, to show ourselves. It's a platform that will provide us business opportunities. That's one. Second, it's very important if you can showcase companies that are already providing services at that level. Is not to separate, but is to reiterate, to reinforce that these companies are already providing services to world-class companies. We've got Sasol here, who is in the oil and gas sector. There's Mozambican company there. There's a company that provides, that works in the north of Mozambique that sells minerals, and we have companies, Mozambican companies there. You've got Mozal, like I said. So it's very important that this is heard, that this is shared, okay? And it's very critical that this concept of local content is not only on paper. It's really, really implemented. It's not a company that, I wouldn't be happy to have a company that comes from Canada to come here and do laundry. We can do that. They would rather do certain works that do not exist, and it will take time for us to do, which is a fact that we cannot deny. But there are services that can be done. So hopefully the summit can make sure that it shows these are the companies that are already providing, which means there's no excuses. Give them business and let us show that Mozambicans can do, and we can do it.
Well said, Paulo. So we're definitely going to look forward to seeing you again at the summit. And it's very good to know that these platforms are very crucial and are beneficial to the life cycle of participating in sectors such as oil and gas.
Definitely.
Paulo, thank you so much. It has been an honor to have someone like yourself accept an invite to be part of our monthly series. We really appreciate that you took time to share your story of ups and downs and success, and still struggling.
And still struggling. Yeah, thank you very much. And I hope to see more companies that will come and show that we are here in the markets and we are ready to provide the service. Thank you.
Thanks, Paulo, for your time with us. So from us, Mozambique Guest Summit team and Impact Women Who Lead, we look forward to seeing you in our next episode, which is going to be next month, and also looking forward to seeing you on our live Mozambique Guest Summit that will be towards the end of the year. Thanks, and bye-bye.